Did you hear that?
Yes.
Hold on.
Lovely.
Did you hear it? There we go. Now, from my left to right, we've got Mick. G'day, Mick.
Hello, how are you?
Good. We've got Lee in the middle.
G'day.
We've got Lee and Jimbo on the right.
Hey.
Hey, how you going?
Good.
And Matty on the stick. Show me Matty.
Here's Matty over here, yes.
Matty is to blame for a lot of things, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. We hope you can all see him right now.
Visual humour on radio works.
Yeah, it's terrific stuff.
Yes. Yeah, that's sort of Hey Saturday style.
Yes. Yeah, very Dickie Niche.
Yeah, very
And we hope to get sued for that one too.
Well, let's ask about the name iChoonz. A definite intentional decision to create something that sounds identical to another product on the market.
Absolutely. I suppose it represents how we see ourselves as a covers band. We used to be an originals band, and we've gotten to a stage in our lives that we just want to play, and so we're happy to play the covers. And we thought, well,
might as well sell fully out.
We might as well go the full distance, and we wanted to have a name that that people would remember, because our previous name, people could never remember it.
See if you can remember this. Mumford Disbin. Any chance? No. No. We've been mates forever, as long as time has existed.
Even longer.
During high school, we kind of met as young musicians, and when we got out of high school, we were all in different bands. But then decided that we liked each other's mojo, so I thought, right, well, let's get together, and we did, and we actually formed a band called Mr. Stinky. Funny name.
Mr. Stinky.
Mr. Stinky, supposed to be said with a Mexican accent, yes. And so we formed that band off the back of a bunch of other bands that we were in separately.
Are you the leader of the band, Mick?
Look, if you ask me, yes. If you ask them, of course not.
So is it a democracy or a dictatorship?
Again, it depends on who you ask, I think.
Yeah.
If you ask me, it's definitely a dictatorship.
I understand there was an attempted coup by Matt on the stick.
Yes,
Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah, well, see, he's got a very luscious beard, which is very dictatorial, and that's why he's actually not here today. He's just on.
He's tied up at home.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
But we learned about Matty's ambitions, so he's now become the official scapegoat of the band. Anything goes wrong, Matty's the one we point the finger.
Yeah, his main role is actually sort of pre-production and post-production, sound, lights, all that sort of stuff. He actually is our fourth member of the band. It's not as though he's just the guy that we ring up when we need a gig. Or need a guy. He's one of the guys, and so and it works really well for us.
Now, why don't we hear a song, and I'll ask a bit more about the band and what you do for a living. What do you want to play first?
We're going to play. We're going to play Times Like These.
It's a Foo Fighters cover.
Song. Yes. I'm a one-way motorway. I'm the one that drives away, follows you back home. I'm a street light shining. I'm a bright light burning bright, burning off and on. Oh, it's times like these you learn to live again. It's times like these you give and give again. It's times like these you learn to love again. It's times like these, time and time again.
Now, guys, tell me what do you do for a living, Mick?
Well, up until about 2 years ago, I was actually in the army. We split up for quite a while, and I was in the army for 8.5 years.
Yeah.
Jim
You just went, I'm sick of this.
Yep, and Jim's in an electricity company, and Lee was also in a bank. But from now on, since about 2 years ago, I'm actually a music teacher.
And now you're a music teacher?
Yeah, well, that's what I did before anyway. Before I joined the army, I treated music and drumming as my career, I suppose, and I taught music to kids.
If you knew Mick a little bit more intimately than back in the day when he left music to join the army, you wouldn't believe it. Like, no one believed it. It wasn't until he went missing for 8 years that everyone accepted the fact that...
Missing in action?
Yeah, no. Missing from Tari.
Yeah.
was in the bank.
Yeah,
then
for
in the
quite a
bank.
while.
I
Absolutely.
was at bank for 15 years, then I was a TAFE teacher, then I was travel agent, then I was childcare worker, then I was...
But the interesting thing about it
You
is...
sound like an Exhumed band to me.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. The interesting thing is music has always underpinned our friendship, and that's how we met, and that's how we continue to converse, not only on a friendly level, but as collaborators.
For me, it's like my game of golf on
Exactly,
the weekend.
exactly. I understand that. And can I ask, in all seriousness, is Matty part of that club? Has he been
Absolutely.
with you involved for a long time?
Absolutely. Look, a lot of the music, the choices we make now, there's a lot of technicality to what we do, a lot of electronics that are sort of integrated into it, and a lot of care put into producing, the electronics, and that's where Matty shares that passion with us and is the expert at it.
Yeah, I mean, he's university qualified as a sound recordist, and in studios, a studio engineer, and he's been around in our local town as well since day dot as well. Was a musician, was a bass player back in the day, and so we always knew him. And then he again went off and did his own thing, and then came back, and we all sort of serendipitously came back together.
Yeah.
He's a chef by trade.
Is he?
You wouldn't know by looking at him.
No, and he doesn't like to cook
So he's-
for it. I think he's also a big believer, though, that you can go to any place and judge how good it is by their chicken parmigiana. So that's a great level
That's
up.
the
apparently.
equaliser.
Equaliser.